my brush lettering is more or less non-existent, and I've always admired the beautiful brush lettering of other people. And I've bought lots of supplies in the hope, I suppose, that through some process of osmosis maybe, all of this brush lettering goodness will come to me. Unfortunately, it hasn't, and I've started lots of things over the years with good intention and never actually committed the practice time to brush lettering. So my brush lettering really has not come along at all. So I've bought supplies. I've bought a variety of different small brush pens, and I've brought a whole heap of large brush pens, and I've downloaded worksheets which I haven't even touched, and I've gone to a lettering class, and I've done a few online challenges, and I bought books. I bought beautiful books which I like to look through. They inspire me a lot, but I haven't actually sat down and done anything with the books. I brought this beautiful book here too, which I love to read and flick through, but just don't sit down and actually do. So what I've now decided to do is I've bought more things. So I've bought the Kelly Creates Learn Brush Lettering workbooks. There's one for small brush tip pens and one for large brush tip pens. So I've bought both of the workbooks. What I thought I'd do in this video is walk you through the Learn Brush Lettering for small brush tip pens, show you how it works, and then I'm going to actually start the lettering drills. And I have very, very good intentions to spend a little bit of time every day lettering. So hopefully, as the year progresses, I'll be able to perhaps post some videos showing you that practice does actually work. And if I practice every day, perhaps I may be able to letter better by the end of the year. So if we open the workbook first of all, there's an introduction from Kelly, and then there's a small introduction explaining the types of pens you can use, the importance of using smooth paper, and also the importance of practice, that lettering requires practice. And the reason for this is muscle memory. So muscle memory is the key to learn brush lettering. So the first chapter is basic strokes and drills, and the entire workbook is set up in the same way with 3 sheets of tracing paper in front of every workbook sheet. So the intention of this is that you can use the tracing paper to trace the worksheet and build up your muscle memory over time. The first page in the workbook is upstrokes, downstrokes, and then an up and down combination. Then underturns and overturns. Compound curves and reverse compound curves. Ascender and descender loops. And then the trickiest of all, ovals and reverse ovals. The next chapter is the lowercase alphabet. What I really like about the workbook is that the lowercase alphabet isn't alphabetical. It's actually in the order of the letters. So the letter which is the easiest to brush letter is the first letter, and that's the letter I and the letter T. And then as the pages of the worksheet go on, the letters become more difficult to letter. Also, Kelly breaks down each letter so you can see where in the process you lift your pen. So for beginners like me, I think this is wonderful. So then we've got NMX, and it moves on to loopy letters. K and F, J and Y. Now we start introducing ovals, C, E, O. A, R, S, D, G, Q, B, and the last letter, P and Z. So they're the last letters in the lowercase alphabet. And the next chapter is the uppercase alphabet. So the uppercase alphabet proceeds alphabetically. I guess by the time you get to uppercase, you're a little bit more experienced with lettering and you can do all of those basic strokes well. So it's just going through in alphabetical order. And Y and Z, and then we'll just see if there's anything behind this. There's one more page. Congratulations on completing the workbook. So that's many, many days away for me, I would think. So that is the Learn Brush Lettering Workbook for Small Brush Tip Pens. So the way that Kelly intends it to be used is to actually put the page that you want to use. So if we go to the first page, upstrokes and downstrokes, flip the workbook so that the page that you want to use is flat on your work surface, like so. And then on a little bit of an angle, as you prefer. And then the intention is to use the tracing paper to trace on top. I'm actually quite intrigued to see my progress as I go, so I'm actually going to try and see through all 3 pieces of tracing paper, so I'll know that this is the first day, the second day and the third day. So what I intend to do today is do just the one page, the upstrokes, downstrokes, up and down combo. And I'll repeat the same process over the next 2 days. And then I'll try and move on to the second page and spend 3 days on each page, and we'll see how that goes. So I have a Kelly Creates Fine brush in the colour Midnight. And what I'm going to do is hold the brush at about where this mark is on the pen. So you don't want to hold it down too low. You want to hold the brush up higher. I am in no way an expert. I've just read a lot and watched a lot of YouTube about how to letter. I'm definitely not a lettering expert, or I wouldn't be about to sit here and do upstrokes. Like Kelly says on her ruler, slow and steady. I can't wait till I can letter like that. But anyway, back to the upstrokes. Now we have a longer downstroke. As I did that line, I found once again I was holding my breath, so I really need to work on remembering to breathe. So hopefully that's something that improves as time goes on. And then the final line for today is much longer upstrokes and downstrokes. So I'll just readjust where my hand is again and try and remember to breathe. Okay, so there is page 1 of my lettering journey. So I'm finding my hand is a little bit sore. I think I clenched the pen a little bit too hard, and the shoulder also. I think I hunched over a little bit or held the pen awkwardly anyway. So I need to practice holding the pen correctly so that my hand isn't aching by the time I've written a page. And I also need to remember to breathe. I'm finding that I'm holding my breath as I go across the line, and then I speed up more and more and more because I want to breathe. My plan is that I will do the same over the next 2 days, and then I'm going to move on to the next drill page and do that for 3 days. And hopefully by actually having some discipline and doing it every day, then I may find that I can actually learn to brush letter. Anyway, if you've made it to the end, well done you. Okay, thanks for sharing my journey with me. Bye.